some amazing things with the ball, and there'll be always, a lot of people saying, he doesn't bowl properly, he does bowl properly, and I think, unfortunately, just because of his action, that'll always go on. So he has to deal with that, and if he can't deal with it, then, if he can't go to Australia, then don't go.
He should go to Australia.
Well, I think he should too, but, I think he's just being a little bit precious. I mean, if every single international cricketer were worried about what people said, whether it's a Prime Minister or a school kid or someone throwing an orange at you or whatever it is, when you tour other countries, or even your home country for that matter, you wouldn't play. Now, if I like Murali, don't get me wrong, I get along very well with him and I've got a lot of respect for him, but I think all this stuff about I'm not going to tour and all that sort of stuff, I think he's just being a little bit pressure. I think he should just grow up, get on with it and just go out there and play. If he doesn't want to play, say I'm not going, but don't keep doing this, I might not, all this sort of stuff and drag it out. Just either go or don't.
You were in Zimbabwe recently, only back a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, Australia's test matches were aborted for the reasons of morality. Has that ever occurred to you?
Well, look, my job's a cricketer and we were going, if everyone says it's safe to go there and play cricket and that's going to actually help, that's what we were told, then I'm going to go. But that's not to say Stuart, he's his own man, he'll do his own thing, and so will Glenn McGrath or whoever else.
Because I started asking you a bit about England and we focused on Hampshire. Do you see an emerging England side? Do you see coming here with Australia in 2005 and being challenged more seriously?
I mean, every year, basically every year before an Ashes tour, everyone asked, do you think England are going to be more successful against you? I think it's just too early to tell. Like, it's another 12 months away, if not more. I think the tests don't start till August next year, so it's probably 15 months away. A lot can happen. There's a lot of form slumps, a lot of injuries that could happen. If England are playing like they are now, they would stand more of a chance, I would say. I just still don't think they would win, but if I was English, I'd say, I think we can win. And I'd be disappointed if they didn't think they could win. They should think they can. But Australia, the way we're playing at the moment, and if we're fully fit at the moment, I'd say, well, I'd still back us to win. But I do think it would be a closer series. I think England have had their chances over the last few series as well, but they just haven't grabbed those, as I talked about before, the big moments. They dropped Adam Gilchrist, I think, at Edgbaston in the first test probably 3 or 4 times he got 100. They dropped Gilchrist and Martin probably 2 or 3 times each at Lords in the next test when they had us on the ropes. So those big moments when they need to take those chances, they haven't done it in the past, but they've had their chances.
How highly did you guys rate Michael Vaughan when he was there a year and a half ago?
Very good. I personally thought he was probably the best player outside of the big two, Tendulkar and Lara. I think everybody would say they're the best 2 players in the world. Outside of those 2, I think he's probably the player that's played the best in Australia in my time. I really thought he played extremely well. I reckon he's a good bloke, Michael Vaughan. I think they'll do well under his captaincy. I think he's just a class player. And the way I reckon he probably spoke about it to the team, or he probably had a plan to McGrath. He saw him as a danger man and said, right, this is going to be my plan. He had a plan. It looked like he was going to try and pull him off a length early. We had 3 men back on the hook at one stage, I think, in Adelaide. He had a plan, he stuck to it. I think in the first test he might have caught behind off one of those pull shots, but he still stuck with it. And in the end, I think he made 2 big hundreds or 3 big hundreds in the series, and he played extremely well.
Shane, just to finish, after a year in which you were stretched from pillar to post, some good and a lot of it bad, there were times in Australia where you were questioned, big time. Is your faith still alive, and does your heart for being in the public eye and playing this great game still burn as bright?
The joy and the enjoyment and everything for cricket is still there, and when that's gone, if that's gone tomorrow, then I'm out of here. I'm not hanging around because the Bucks are good in the game or whatever like that. I'm out of there. I played, and my parents dropped me as a kid, an 8-year-old kid at a cricket ground because I loved playing. Not because the money was good as an 8, 9-year-old, because I enjoyed playing, and nothing's changed. I'm very lucky, and all of us that are playing cricket are very lucky to get well paid for something we love doing. And not everyone has that opportunity, so I'm very lucky to be doing that. But once my enjoyment and that is gone, I'm out of here. I'll hopefully be joining you in the commentary box or something like that. But I won't be playing once my enjoyment's gone, that's for sure. I'm not one of those guys that are going to hang around, not like some people.
Shane Mann, top cricketer,
very dangerous golfer off 12 handicap, and his legacy in the game of cricket will live on and on long after he's retired from playing.